Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roll for Weird. Took me a second to remember what show we're doing tonight. I will have to mess with the cameras a little bit, so Dragonbait, you want to take it away?
Sure. What am I doing? Like, I don't know. It's been a while.
We never know what we're doing.
Welcome, everybody, to Roll for Weird. It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah, well, okay. Thank you. We are Roll for Weird. I guess we'll go around and introduce everybody, starting with Danny, because Adam's doing shit.
Okay, sure.
I'm sorry. I just looked
fine.
over. Adam's next to me, and that's a bad idea.
That's
so
it.
Danny's below me.
Okay, well, hi, I'm Danny. You can find me all over the internet as Danielle Lenoir, and tonight I will be playing Lesa, the Divine, I think.
Probably.
Yes. Going from that, we'll go
Probably.
over to our good friend Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I will be playing Shadow, and Shadow is the Initiate.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's not just me. You got muted, dear.
What?
Couldn't hear
Now
you.
you're back.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Eels.
Good. That is just my microphone being a bitch.
Goodbye. Goodbye, monetization. It's been nice knowing you.
Listen, we're never gonna
That was
get
never gonna happen for
monetized.
us.
There's a reason for this shirt.
We're not even on
They're-
like passing acquaintance terms with monetization.
You're not
So
wrong.
sign up for Patreon, kids.
Yes. Going from Jeremy, we're gonna go over to Gerundu.
Hi, I'm Gerundu. You can find me at Gerundu. I'm all over the Majestic Goose Network. You can't get rid of me. I'm terrible. Tonight, I am Silas Lancaster, the monstrous. And I'm an elderly vampire.
From there, we'll go up to Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren. Found on Twitter at Vanna1895. I was up till 4:00 in the morning last night, so I'm only about half here. I had a good time, but I'm exhausted. And I will be playing Misty Charlotte Palladino, who is the spell slinger.
And even though he might not be ready, Adam.
Oh, I'm always ready. I'm Adam DeWeese. I'm playing Filbert, the expert on not only the actual class in Monster of the Week, but also just expert on everything. Filbert knows all. So far.
We all know that's a lie, but that's okay. Oh, okay. So from there, what happened last time, guys? Does anybody remember?
It's been 2 months.
I have notes.
Thank God for
Danny
Danny and her
notes.
notes.
Oh, that's right. We fought the Preacher Man.
We
That's what
did.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, we did have a bit of a chat with Delilah, who was a paramour of his under a spell. We did get rid of that by removing the symbols that were on her and Kenny. And I believe it hurt. I don't think we were very nice about getting those off.
Filbert really fucked Kenny up. And like
What?
flensed
Yeah.
his chest when all he had to do was like cut a line through it.
That doesn't sound like Filbert.
It does.
It's like,
Um,
nah, we got sure as shit. We got to like cut a whole flap of skin off your chest there, Kenny. It's like, "Ah!" That definitely happened.
Yeah, so we had a big chat with them. We found out Delilah's a demon. And she knew Alistair Crowley, so, had that in common with Silas.
That's true.
She is aware of, well, in my notes it says Lord Jeff Fuckhead, but I think his official name is the Spider. And as we went to break, Brother Daniel came in leading a mob. We we had fun with Brother Absalom and Sister Leslie, going out and greeting the crowd and trying to work it.
Oh, I do remember this.
There was a shot fired, and Daniel riled up the crowd. Meanwhile, Misty was preparing for a ritual and got help from Ida the Ghost to gather stuff. Filbert and Shadow started cutting the symbols on Kenny and Delilah. And the notes say, "It is terrible, but it happens."
Um,
I love your
Shadows.
notes, Danny.
Shadow slices Delilah a lot, and she claws him badly, so he was hurt. Filbert did go searching for first aid supplies in the kitchen. And he did. Oh, he found the fridge full of blood while he was searching for first aid supplies. And Shadow did manage to heal Kenny finally. Let's see. Silas made a show of granting Delilah and Kenny permission to leave. Delilah looks very pissed and demonic. And Silas glamored her so that she also looked angelic. And Laseth broke out her wings to help. And both of us sort of advanced on Daniel. I drew my fancy flaming sword, and Delilah took care of him in an awful, disgusting mess, according to my notes. I took his ornate cross and put it in my pocket, and Shadow and Misty burnt his remains. And the crowd pretty much left after that. They weren't too keen on sticking around.
Can't imagine why.
And then Shadow went home, and his papa was there.
Yes. I could go ahead and thank you for the follow, JWG Hollow. I could read my notes real quick too. I mean, I think I could squeeze them in. Yeah, I should be able to squeeze them in real quick and not take up too much time. It may be from an episode earlier than the last one though, because it just says "We Backstreet Boys." We Backstreet Boys.
Mine says it exactly the same way.
We Backstreet Boys.
That must have been a thing, because mine says "We Backstreet Boys." It must have been a thing.
God.
It doesn't say "We Are Back." It says "We Backstreet Boys."
Yes. So mine says.
Of course it does.
Oh, stars and stones.
Oh, that was very good.
We
recap,
Backstreet
Danny.
Boys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jesus Christ.
Thank the gods for people actually taking notes. I did not last session apparently, or that page got lost.
Fine.
I always take notes. They're just not good.
I beg to differ. That one time you said I went into a church on accident was pretty funny.
That was hilarious. Anyway, let's stop reminiscing about when times we were previously funny and try and be funny for real.
Gerundu, why do you require work from me today?
Well, it shouldn't. It's not work when I'm involved.
That's true. I always have fun when you're involved.
That's goddamn right.
Oh man.
So, yes, Shadow's dad did show up in the night, and they had a brief talk. And it is, I'm gonna say we're picking up next day. So what's everybody doing?
Well, what I'm doing depends on what Filbert is doing. Because if you have, well, if Filbert has a guest, then Laseth is going to either hang out with Silas or Misty. And if Filbert doesn't have a guest, then she's going to go watch reruns of, what are we trying
American
to get through
Idol.
now? Yeah, probably American Idol.
Reruns of American
I
Idol?
already know who's going to
Sure.
But still, I mean,
Fun. It's the
I'm
church.
trying to get used to
Those
the modern
Really good
pop
live
music.
performances. That's what
My
Laseth keeps
sister
coming
is doing
back for.
that with Survivor.
Ooh.
My husband is doing that with Survivor. It's weird.
Wow,
It's weird.
You could just Google it.
You can take your torch and leave, Adam.
You have been voted off the island.
So, okay, what is Filbert doing? Are you hanging out?
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Sorry, was that a question about me? My son just walked in to say goodnight.
Aw,
Night,
bless
kiddo.
him.
In your
What
in your
am I
basement?
doing?
Are you in the basement?
Beat it, kid. You're bothering
I'm
me.
not in the weird basement, Dragon Bait. It's not done
Okay,
yet.
I just have
I
to
just put you
know.
and Danny in the weird basement. I don't go down there. It's icky down there.
It's for guests.
That explains a lot.
It's for guests only. That's
It's a guest dungeon, you know.
That's a guest dungeon. That's a good question. I think I don't think I would be hanging out with Laura tonight because I think I would still be. I mean, that was a lot of work just one day ago, and I think I would need to decompress for at least 48 hours to really get over the hump of that monster vampire thing that could steal powers.
Okay, so Laceth and Filbert are watching reruns of American Idol.
It's
There
not
is some
Filbert's first
judgment.
choice.
What is the? What are
We
the
can
rest of you
change.
doing?
We still need to get into that weird show with the log lady.
I need to be more
Nah.
specific.
to
you don't
rewatch
have
that.
to. You'll be all right.
Twin Peaks, yeah, we were
Recruit.
halfway through the first season. We're getting there. We're getting to the good stuff right now, the meat of it. No pun
All right.
intended.
Mhm.
What is everyone else doing?
Is Shadow even at the bunker? Or is he spending some
No.
good old time with Dad?
So, because this is the next day and you had gone home, you're
Mhm.
probably at your house. I don't know if you're awake, if dear old dad is awake. He did travel from. Was he in Spain? He was in Europe somewhere, because that's where you said he was.
Romania.
Yeah. Oh, Romania. You're right. Yes. Spain.
Transylvania.
Yeah, he was in Romania. So, and you don't know how long he's been in the States. So he might be asleep right now. You might be as well. Yesterday was traumatic. You kidnapped some people and then filleted one of them. You didn't. You watched somebody else do it. It was disturbing. So, what are you up to, man?
Well, I guess I'm trying to sleep, and then my phone alarm goes off, and it goes, ooh, ah! And that's how I wake up. And so he just sits up, ready for action.
He's been disturbed.
And yeah, I guess I just actually go talk to my dad because I was like, okay, I'm tired and there's blood everywhere. I'm gonna shower and go to bed. And if he's still at my house, I guess I'm gonna get him to look around the house, see if my dad's there, if I just imagine that, or if he was some sort of apparition.
Did your house have more than one bedroom, or is it a single bedroom house?
It's got two, but one of the other rooms, like my computer room, I never used because I go around killing vampires and shit instead.
Makes sense. So you don't have another bed, is what I'm getting at.
Correct. There's a couch. 2 bedrooms,
Okay.
1 bed, a couch.
Where does Shadow live? Because I
Okay.
kind of imagine him living in like one of those like converted factory lofts that don't seem to exist in real life but exist in movies.
And video games.
You know, you just got,
like
you
an
have to get there
apartment.
by like a freight elevator.
He just lives in an apartment. After his dad moved, he kind of just left him, and the people at the whatever faction he's a part of, they're like, yeah, you can't just like sleep here. So he had to get an apartment. The real mystery is how he pays for it. He does not have a real job.
There's just like
I like
this.
crossbows though.
There's just like this enormous trust fund that pays the rent every month.
Yeah, Silas just transfers me some Bitcoin every month, and I just convert it and pay that way.
I get Philbert to handle my finances usually. However, he's usually been lately. He's been busy.
Ooh, that's a sentence laden with meaning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what happens if I look around the house? Is he there?
Yeah, he's asleep on your sofa, like draped with his coat. His hat is like pulled down over his eyes, snoozing.
Is he creepier than I am? Is he like wearing like a cloak and has like a weird hat? And I'm like, God damn it, Dad.
Yes, yes.
Is he creepier than I am?
I was gonna say you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
You
Quantify.
strive to be as creepy as your father. Listen.
Well, then I'm just going to go in the kitchen and start poaching some quail eggs.
So specific.
I'm
That's
sorry,
what Daddy likes.
That's a new soundbite right there for the channel. That's what Daddy likes.
Okay.
Hey,
Cool.
what's
Cool,
7:12,
cool,
so
cool,
it's
cool,
probably
cool,
been
cool.
about 30 minutes in, 20 minutes in or so. Okay, I gotta remember that.
Make a note, Adam, that you have to go back and listen to for That's What Daddy Likes.
We're putting that in the notes.
If we can just get everyone to say that once, you can pick the best one. And then
The Majestic Goose Network. That's what Daddy likes.
if this is your first time tuning in, this is a comedy horror podcast, not a horror comedy.
The Majestic Goose Network. That's what Daddy likes. The Majestic Goose Network. That's what Daddy likes.
You sound like Goofy with that one.
Hey, you kids. That's more Barney the Dinosaur. Daddy likes. So,
Quail eggs, right?
Misty and Silas doing? I'll go back to when Daddy wakes up.
When Daddy
Please
Shadow
stop
wakes
calling
up.
him Daddy. Please,
no more
I'm
Daddy
begging
now.
you. For the sake of what remains of my sanity.
Silas has been up all night, getting drunk. And as we all know, vampires can't get drunk on alcohol. So he's been imbuing some of his blood with the essential salts of ancient Sumerian wizards, and drinking those.
That
Kenny.
sounds
Of course
spicy.
he has.
Kenny, you know what? You know it's awfully hard, Kenny. It's hard. Kenny, I can't hear you, Kenny. I think you've been muted.
What's hard, Silas?
Not that, you filthy man. No,
No, I didn't say that.
no, it's hard. It's ruddy hard. Being
Well-
being in love, you know, Kenny. It's hard.
Silas, I don't know. Look at me.
Kenny. It's not. It's not what's on the outside that matters, Kenny. It's the beating heart of your emotions, Kenny. That's what matters.
Silas, we don't have beating hearts.
Well, you know, figuratively speaking, Kenny.
Okay, figuratively speaking, we
You
don't
feel
have
things,
beating
don't you, dear
hearts.
boy?
I'm afraid of your one friend who decided that I really didn't need my skin.
Oh, that's Filbert. He's the one, Kenny. The light of my life. The fire in my loins, Kenny. Never have I loved. I'm acting, goddammit. Never before have I yearned for a being so much as I have for Filbert, Kenny.
Weren't you married
Yes.
to, like, Misty's grandmother?
Yes, but our love was pure, untainted by this curse of vampirism. There's something driving me for this firm young gentleman, firm of buttock, ruddy of cheek. Have you seen him read books? His tongue
What?
pokes from the corner of his mouth in such a delightfully cute way.
No, the only thing I have seen is him cutting the flesh off my body, Silas.
He was just carried away with enthusiasm, Kenny. He didn't realize that he could have performed the ritual with more accuracy, shall we say. And anyway, look, I gave you my finest reserves of blood, Kenny.
Yes. you
That
did,
was so long ago. It was 8 hours ago now.
yesterday.
This is so long. So long. It's time to put.
Okay.
Don't hold on to grudges, Kenny. It'll ruin your life.
I'm sure there's a lot of things that are already ruining my life. Possessed by a preacher to basically be a Mormon. Being
Well, that's pretty
This-
bad.
all of the things. Anyway, does he know that you're a vampire?
No, I think I've been pretty good at keeping that mum.
Okay. Does he know how you feel about him?
Oh no. Oh Lord, no. What would
Oh.
what would an Adonis like Filbert want with a shriveled up old fossil like me?
What? You never know, man. You're a good-looking dude. You gotta.
Well, of course I am next to you, Kenny.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, that was the drink
I thought
talking.
you-
Would
I
you
thought
like
you
some,
said
by
it.
the way?
I
It
thought
doesn't
you
matter
said that
what's
it
on the
was-
outside. Never judge a book
Yes.
by its cover.
Yes, and yet, what did you just say to me?
I said something that was very ill-tempered, Kenny. For which I apologize. I'm not feeling quite myself. It's been. He left me for some bloody harlot. You know.
How could he? Wait, how could he leave you if you weren't together?
Never mind that, Kenny. Always judging.
What? Always judging?
Ever since you came here 300 years ago, you've been judging.
You mean when you came here 300
What?
years ago?
I didn't come here 300 years ago. What is time? I'm 80 some years old and I don't understand things anymore, Kenny.
Yeah.
There's PayPal and Bitcoins, Kenny. What are they? What do they do?
Yeah, old man. You need to keep up with the times or they're gonna leave you behind.
Everybody always leaves me. Usually because they die and I'm immortal.
Oh, I mean, don't wait. I'm here.
Yes, but you won't be for
have
long.
ghosts
You'll
in
just
your
leave me
house.
like everybody does. I'm so bloody
I'm
lonely,
not
Kenny.
gonna- do you want me to move in, man? What's happening? I'm pretty sure my place is fucked.
Well, was it on fire? I don't remember. We wrote a lot of obscenities on the
No.
walls, I think.
What? Why?
We were trying to implicate the Backstreet Boys.
What does the Backstreet Boys have to do with anything?
You just... Kenny, it would take too long to explain. Suffice it to say, the Backstreet Boys had it coming.
What? What did they have coming?
The criminal charges. They were naughty Backstreet Boys.
Charges? And as Kenny is trying to understand what you're talking about, Misty, what are you doing?
Nothing so interesting.
I'm just reading the chat.
Are we still in the night after everything, or are we into the following
Yeah,
day?
it's the following day.
It was the night time for Silas and Kenny because they're vampires, so they've stayed up late into the day drinking.
He did anyway. Kenny's just over here like
Silas did, and Kenny just
over here
looked
like,
really
what am I
perturbed.
doing here? Yeah, Misty's gonna take it kind of chill because after doing all of the magical research to do the ritual that never actually happened and all of everything that happened, she's just gonna like flop on the couch, turn on stupid television, and relax for the day.
Okay, cool. Hey Danny, I need you to roll a thing.
I know you do.
Just okay.
Completely forgot about that. Is it bad?
It's either
Is
nat
it good?
ones or nat sixes.
Two.
Oh, those are bad.
2 nat ones.
Oh! I need everybody to take off your headphones. Except for Danny.
If I do, the audio might stop.
Why?
Because he's got AirPods.
Oh, fine.
Ren's frozen.
No, I was really wondering what was happening there.
Okay, well, I'm guessing she can't hear. So
Oh.
what? Shit. What do I?
You get a message from your council
Mhm.
telling you that you need to get into Silas's oubliette. No, not the oubliette, the library. The magical library, and extract a book about the divine that has been lost on Earth for a very long time.
Okay.
And they're only giving you a certain amount of time to do it.
Okay. I can.
Mhm.
I shall try. I will do my best.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Fuck.
I will
Okay.
say that teleporting into there is probably going to be
Not
really
gonna happen.
risky.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
How long do I have?
Couple
Aha.
days.
How long?
Couple of days.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm sorry about that, Adam. My internet is flipping me off today.
It's okay. Joe told me that you can change the camera spaces on Zoom, and I don't know if it was any easier than just doing it in OBS.
Alrighty. So Misty is watching TV. Silas is drunkenly
Modeling
what
drunk.
happened. Shadow, your papa wakes up after a while, as you have brewed some coffee, and he walks in.
Yeah, I made some coffee. I made some poached quail eggs. And I made some maple bacon.
Oh.
I wanna
So
look
I'm
at
coming
that.
over for breakfast.
Yeah.
His favorite.
Walk.
That's how Daddy likes it.
God damn it!
I'll be standing there like just kind of like finishing cooking, and I'll like hear him walk in.
Yeah, he groans as he gets off the couch and like stretches. He's like, "You need another bed in this place, son."
I walk over and just hand him an empty mug. So why are you here?
Good to see you too.
Well, I mean, you didn't call me or anything. You didn't even say anything when you left either.
Oh, well, I did. I told you I was going to Romania.
You said you were leaving for Romania. You didn't say when, and then you were gone. Gerald, he didn't even know where you were. Thomas, they're worried sick. I asked them. They said they didn't know what the hell's going on over there. Now you're just in my living room.
Well, Gerald can't be trusted, and Thomas is an idiot. I told him where I was going, and to take care of you.
So what's going on?
Oh, lots of things. Lots of things are going on. Romania? Fuck.
And how'd you even get in my house anyways?
Your door was really easy to pick. Thought I taught you better.
I don't own the apartment, Dad.
There's ways to make it better, son.
I didn't install these locks myself.
Whatever, we're not arguing about this. He walks over and fills up his coffee cup. I'm here because our organization can't be trusted.
I'm gonna be like, as I talk, I'm like setting the plates up and stuff, and I'll like hand him the plate. And what makes you say that? And I'll like hand him the food and then walk over and I sit down and just start eating.
He takes the plate and sits down at the table with you. Mission failed in a way that it shouldn't have, not with, how we hunt vampires and everything. It was a 5-person mission. Everybody died except for me. There was a trap. Somebody knew we were coming.
And what exactly were you hunting?
Est of them.
Yeah, well. So now you're just come back here? And
Ah,
what, you don't think they're listening or watching us right now? I mean, they're your organization. You should know.
they're our organization, and I assumed that you were smart enough not to have this place bugged.
Like I said, I didn't build this apartment. I'm smart enough to know what our organization's capable of.
Yes, and you know that they're capable of betrayal too.
Yeah, well, I haven't been spending that much time around them anyways. Got my own thing going.
Probably a good thing.
What makes you think you can't trust them suddenly? Just because you're the survivor?
They assumed I was dead. Did any of them tell you anything?
Yeah, they said they've been out of contact with you, that you've gone off the radar, gone dark. When I call you, it goes straight to voicemail. No calls back. Now here you are.
Yeah, I was worried about phone tapping, so I showed up in person.
He just keeps eating. It's like the Lord of the Rings thing. It's like really nasty. There's like hobbits singing and shit. In shadow. Anyways. All right, so you don't trust them, they don't trust you, and now you're here. What do you want me to do about it? We're gonna go take them down?
Yeah, well, we need
Leave
to
town?
Leave. Well, we could leave town, I guess, but
I'm just saying, you leave me with this organization my whole life, and then you disappear. You come back, not being yourself. You haven't even touched your fucking quail eggs, and now
he starts eating. God.
now
You
you're
sound
trying to
more
tell me
and
we
more
can't
like your
trust
mother.
them.
No, we can't.
So, like I said, so what do you need from me? What are we going to do about it?
I'm here to warn you, for one thing. I don't know what's happening. I haven't been to the main office in Louisville. I just know what I saw while I was in Romania. And I came back because you were my son. And I was worried that they would try and kill you too.
And I'm supposed to trust you? You've been gone for 4 years. I was 17 years
Sorry.
old. And you're left. And now you're just back. And you're telling me to turn on the one thing you trained me my whole life to believe in.
I trained you to believe in yourself. To not rely on anybody. And now you say, oh, what's this other thing that you have going on?
I don't know, maybe I'll figure out how much of that I can share with you later.
Interesting. I mean, I understand. You don't trust me. I came back after a while. I've sent you letters in those 4 years. But I understand. And, he writes down a number on a piece of paper and goes, if you want to talk, if you want to figure this out, you can call me here.
I just want to know what your plan is. You say we can't trust them, so what are we going to do about it? We're going to try to take down the whole organization because you don't trust them? Or are we going to leave when they try to murder us?
No, we don't run. Except for me right now from Romania, but I was one person.
That's not how Daddy likes it.
God damn it.
Daddy don't ride solo, Shadow.
God damn it all.
Oh God, I love you guys.
Oh,
Currently, I am trying to figure out what happened. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I've heard whispers of some big bad thing that is starting to show up. and I don't know what it is or where it is or anything.
Yeah, there has been a lot of even more strange things happening lately.
Like what?
But seemed like all those strange things started turning up when you left.
I'm sorry. You think I was taking care of all the strange things by myself before? Or could the Horus clan have been corrupted back then after I left?
Well, you leave, and now you're the only one that returns. How do I know you're not the one that can't be trusted? How do I know you didn't kill your 4 teammates, Dad? And now you wants to take down the organization? You inducted me when I was 6 years old, and I've been killing things that most people don't even believe in my whole life. And now you're saying to throw it all away, go on the run, or don't run, go and get ourselves killed. All I'm asking is, what is your plan?
I don't have one yet. My plan was to get back here, and that's what I have done. I thought that coming to you to make sure that you were safe and that you would know that I was alive would be enough for now. But obviously I was wrong. And he stands up and grabs his jacket to leave.
Daddy, wait, no.
Well, if you wanted to let me know you were safe, you could have answered the phone 1 time in 4 years.
I'm bad with cell phones, you know this! He walks out.
Sorry.
Shadow shakes his head as he scrapes his father's untouched plate into the trash.
He ate it! He ate some of it!
It's like,
I said he ate
motherfucker never
some
even
of it.
finished his quail eggs. Did it the way he likes him.
What do you do with this information, Shadow?
I guess after a few minutes, I'll just clean up the dishes from making breakfast and look out the window. And, you know, if I don't see him out there, I'm just going to go outside and get on my motorcycle and start driving to Filbert's.
Okay. So yeah, he's not out there. He's left. He's gone. He left you with a number that you could call him at.
All right.
And
Get on my motorcycle, ride into the sun.
right into the...
He's left orbit.
Oh gosh.
Bert, you and Lee sat there hanging out watching reruns of American Idol. And when you hear a motorcycle at on your property, I'll say.
Probably
pulling
pretty
up from the
early,
back door.
isn't it?
It's
Noon?
yeah, noon, 1. Papa gets up late.
Okay. So yeah, I think that we've probably, Meliseth and I have probably only been hanging out for maybe like an hour. We've gotten through 2 episodes. Fast
Episode
forward
and a half.
commercials.
Yeah, an episode and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However long an episode of American Idol is, we've gotten through exactly 2 of them by the time Shadow shows up. Well, dang, that was a lot sooner than I expected to see anybody else.
Well, perhaps I will leave you to speak with Shadow.
What?
I have business.
Oh, well, what kind of business, Lisa? That sounds pretty.
Well, you know,
Cagey.
being divine and all, there are things that happen. I simply must try to deal with something. But now you have Shadow to entertain you. So I shall return. And she poofs.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. I think I know where you're poofing to. Where are you poofing to?
Silas's house.
Okay. We will come back to that here in a minute. Filbert, Shadow, you walk up to the door. Do you knock? I don't feel like Shadow knocks.
I was gonna head to the door and like open it before he even got off his bike. If
Yeah, I'd probably hear the motorcycle
Yeah, I picture it's pretty
do you
loud.
Do you go to the bunker door, the upstairs?
No, the bunker door.
We always use the bunker door.
We don't talk
We
about
don't
the
talk to
upstairs,
Mom.
Dragonbait. We don't talk about it.
It's probably the first time you've seen him in direct sunlight.
I'll throw open the door and kind of like wait for you to do whatever you do when you dismount your motorcycle and kiss it goodbye or whatever.
I just get off the motorcycle. Shadow doesn't wear a helmet. He just walks. He wouldn't want the cops to pull him over when he has a sword. But anyways, he just walks to the bunker door, and he doesn't say anything. He just walks right past you. He's not even smoking.
Damn. Yeah, rough morning.
Yeah, something like that.
We don't We don't have to watch American Idol. Layseth insists. I don't know why.
It's fine. Where's Silas?
I don't know. Probably. I ain't never seen Silas come over here in the daytime before, so I don't expect him coming back around until later this evening, probably.
Oh well, I got something to tell him. Could be important.
We could try going over there. I mean, Layseth just left, and so it was actually kind of awkward. She just said she had some business to take care of, and just while I was like asking like what business, she just kind of poofed away, and it was a little rude if I'm being honest. I feel like I can be honest with you, Shadow.
Well, long story short, my dad's home, and things might just got more complicated for all of us.
Daddy Shadow's back?
It's not what we call him, but yeah.
That's exclusively all I've ever called him. I think to your face once or twice, maybe.
And like last time I told you that's not what we call him.
Oh yeah. You did tell me that, and again I said that's what I call him. Well, shoot. I mean, it's good he's okay, right?
Yeah, but something's different about him. Plus, looking around, like, even though this is probably the most secure location, even though you just let people walk right in,
Just my house guest.
he just says there's some people we can't trust, and I'm not even sure if we can trust him. And if he finds out what we're doing over here, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how he's going to respond, how he's going to think about it. But I feel like Silas would be the most affected by all of this, so we should probably go find him.
Yeah, okay, we can head out. I was just, like I said, Layseth just kind of left me hanging here by myself just a good 30 seconds to a minute before your bike started sounding, so we can head over. You don't think we need any? You don't think your dad's in any kind of like legal trouble, right? Do I need to call Harry?
No, I don't think he's in legal trouble. I think it's something a little different,
All right.
a little less natural, a little more supernatural.
Okay. Yeah, Harry's about to take his bar, so I mean he's right there knocking on that door, so he's gonna be coming in handy for us real soon. I feel it.
You mean that guy the guy with all the hair that lives with the Hendersons down the road?
Shadow, I'm pretty sure by now, I hope you would have pieced together that it is a Bigfoot. He is a Bigfoot. That's not a real dude under all that hair, Shadow. I thought you would have known by now.
It's fine. I just didn't know you knew.
Why wouldn't I know? I'm an expert.
You're right.
in all
You always
kinds
catch
of
that kind of stuff. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of
nothing-
Silas, we weren't even speaking of Silas. Let's go find Silas.
Yeah, let's go see what Silas is up to. You've never let me ride on your bike with you, am I? I'm low on gas.
Every
Mom
time
and Dad
you
haven't-
reinstall the pegs, I'm going to keep taking them off. It's not going to work.
Mom and Dad, they said I ain't been doing enough IT work for the Figgy Fogel's Figgy shop. So they haven't given me my allowance in a bit. So I don't have gas money. I was hoping maybe I could catch a ride with you.
Can't Lyseth take you or something?
Like I said, Lyseth gone.
Yeah, but she has a way of coming back.
You don't have.
You
a
really
way
want to
contact
ride
with
on
her.
the back of this motorcycle with me?
Well, I mean, or the front.
Look, I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't think you're gonna fit.
I can, like, I'll hop on. Let me put the pegs on real quick. It's one bolt.
This is not made for both of us.
All right, I'm just gonna put the pegs on. It's one bolt each.
Where do you even keep getting them? I threw them away.
You ain't seen my pig closet?
Excuse me.
What?
Here, just take one moment. Hold on, just one sec. I'll go get 2 pegs out.
Of the
Silas
peg
has a
closet?
peg closet too.
Fast forward to me screwing on some pegs and riding on the back of Shadow's motorcycle to Silence's house. Please skip this. Please don't make me talk about it anymore.
And we're down to 4 viewers.
Ow! Oh no. Damn it. Yeah, you get to Silas's house after some pegging.
Wait, hold on.
What?
What did you just say, Dragonbait? After some what? I think you made it
We are
over the hill.
You're already there. Yeah.
I didn't name these things.
Peg closet. You named the peg closet.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody made you say that.
The rest of it I was ignoring.
I do apologize for that one.
Why?
Don't.
Oh gosh.
Oh, ow, my ribs.
Uh-huh. Okay, you're at Silas's place.
How did we
Well-
get there?
But I'm there.
You know how you got there.
Told you that was
But they're
going to be
gonna take some
uncomfortable.
time to get there.
Yes, they're gonna
Well,
take
hey,
some time to get there.
I mean,
We
I
lost
didn't
like
have no gas.
three viewers for that joke.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
had
one more.
come back.
Well,
They heard it. They liked what they heard.
people
Anyway.
want this content.
Anyway, you guys take a while to get there. Lyseth, you disappear from Filbert's and appear at Silas's. Where in Silas's house do you appear?
The sitting room where I've been several times before.
Okay. You get there, you see Silas very drunk, and Kenny like, what do you mean the Backstreet Boys tagged all my stuff?
They're rotten miscreants, Kenny.
What? He looks at, he's like, oh, Lyseth, right?
Yes, hello. I did not expect to see you
Uh.
here. I expected you would be asleep at this time.
I've been dealing with this drunk motherfucker.
Oh, Silas.
I've only fucked one mother, and it was the mother of my
Ah.
children. I'll have you know.
I suppose that is a good
I'm
thing.
uncomfortable.
Oh well.
Well,
I mean,
you go to bed. There's plenty of room. You
You go to bed.
Well, this is my house, Kenny. It's my
Yeah.
house.
You're
I'll go
at
to
that
bed when
level-
I'm bloody good and ready.
You're at that level of drunk where you're about to start making terrible choices.
You're making a terrible choice now, Kenny. Challenging a man in his own home. Englishman's home is his castle. I shall defend it with my life, my own life, and all my blood. All of it in the fridge.
Okay.
perhaps
honey.
I will just leave you two gentlemen to your.
Laces, the dearest of all my friends. What brings you here
As
this
my-
hour?
I simply saw some things in your library earlier that I thought I might explore again, if you don't mind.
Certainly, certainly. It was Mikasa Sukasa.
Well,
Do you like
gracias.
any blood infused with wizard powder? It's really good.
No, blood has no effect on me, unfortunately.
What about wizard powder? You could just have that straight if you like.
I've never tried it, and
You're-
now I admit I'm curious.
He's looking at you like Kenny is behind Silas going,
Silas
But
like
perhaps-
reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out like a test tube. That has this mysterious metallic blue powder in it, and you can faintly hear "Roar" from inside the
I
glass.
don't know how that would react with my divine entity. I feel like...
This is a good call.
All right, well, you enjoy your wizard.
I will, thank
Drink him deep, and... Nope. 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 I apologize. What the fuck was that? I am sorry.
I can never take more than 2 fingers.
Oh, we're in fine form today.
Damn it! This is what Danny, Dragonbait. I want you to know this is what happens when you make us take a month off because you're off holiday and traipsing around
I'm
the country.
sorry. Sometimes I need vacations.
I know. I'm only.
One of
fucking
those
around.
vacations was with Adam. It couldn't have been that enjoyable.
But Danny was
Hey,
also
great.
there.
If you
Danny
didn't
was
stick
also-
around for Willy's Wonderland, you missed the best part.
I had to go to work the next day.
In any case, Layseth is going to leave Silas to enjoy his wizardly beverage and go back to that staircase that they found that he had directed them to.
The giant magical library book that you
Indeed.
open up and takes you to the monastic chamber filled with the actual arcane library.
Yeah, so you know exactly where it is. I'm not gonna make you roll for it because you were just there yesterday. And you go up the stairs to the library.
There are a lot of books here. Damn.
If only I'd learned to read.
I know how to read, thank you. Multiple languages, indeed. Is there any semblance of order to these books?
I don't know, is there, Silas?
They're loosely categorized by the type of magic that they deal with, but there's shelves all over the room and sort of like a little cot and a desk with a quill and an ink pot on it. The ones on the desk are things that Silas has been looking at most recently. You get the feeling. So they're not, the ones on the desk aren't necessarily categorized by anything except what was needed to be looked at most recently. But everything else is kind of categorized by like thaumaturgical school.
I have no idea where the book that I'm looking for would be. I will start by looking at the books on the desk, in case perhaps Silas was doing some research that I'd rather he not do.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll for that?
No, let me ask Silas, what kind of books were you looking at last time?
Well, most recently it was stuff to do with magical symbols and removing the magic from Daniel.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll be blood magic stuff and that
yeah,
sort of thing.
that is not the book that you're looking for, Lisa.
All right.
Yes, go ahead and roll me, I guess, investigate a mystery.
Ooh, a dice roll. I didn't
Oh.
think we are gonna be rolling dice on interlude episode.
Well, that's because Layseth is fucked. But that is 11.
Much better.
Ooh.
So
Yeah. Lyseth was fucked because she got doubled. Double ones. Yes. So you're looking around, and it takes you a little bit of time, but you do find the book that you're looking for.
Oh, good. What happens when I attempt to leave with it?
Can your books be taken out of the library, Silas?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
Are you aware of that? Is
No,
there some sort of magical alarm or anything?
no. Well, not that you know of.
What is going on?
Let the GM know. Let the keeper
No,
know.
there
Is
isn't.
there an okay.
Because he trusts you.
You know, like a good
Oh,
friend.
he does. I'm sorry. As Danny. As Laceth. Fuck it, whatever. She takes the book and walks out. Walks back into the main portion of the house. I glance into the sitting room. Are Silas and Kenny still being Silas and Kenny?
Yes. I'm sure
You
they
just
are.
don't understand, Kenny. You don't understand what it's like to be far from the nurturing bosom of your mother country, adrift in a sea of barbarism.
The fuck I don't.
Do you know how long it's been since I've seen anybody eat a crumpet, Kenny?
You realize that we could travel. You could go back to England and watch somebody
It's not the same,
eat
Kenny.
a crumpet if that's what you are into.
It's not the England I knew. It's not the England I knew. They have all kinds of modern contrivances now, Kenny, you know. Automobiles.
They had automobiles when you were there. You
Well,
were
yes, but there were only 6 of them.
80s.
Is it
What?
They closed
it
down
safe to
Hogwarts,
ass-
Tuna.
Is
Said it was
safe to
unsafe.
what, Danny?
is it safe to assume
yeah.
that I can walk past without being noticed?
Let's have a contested roll. I have -1 sharp. Let's just for fun, for
Yeah.
funsies.
Yeah, do
Okay.
it.
Shit. I don't have any dice.
What the hell,
Give me a
guys?
sec.
While
Yeah.
And I
know,
have
I'm
plus
really
0
glad
to
I didn't-
sharp, so.
while Drenda's pulling that up, can I say that on the way, I tried to call Misty's cell phone?
Are you right? But you're riding on the back of a motorcycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, I got that in mind.
Yes, he is.
Holding onto his shoulder and calling the cell phone?
It's around the waist. Thank you very much. And yes.
Okay.
Of course he is.
Oh, I rolled
Sure.
a 12 -1, so 11.
Ooh.
So you beat me.
11 beats
you,
a 10.
you definitely notice Laceth walking past.
Laces, you leaving without saying goodbye?
No, I would never dream of it. Goodbye.
What's that you've got
dear
there?
Silas. A book.
A book.
A book.
Which book?
Yes.
Well, you know, you're
Uh,
always welcome to borrow any book you like, Laces. Which one? Just in case I need to make reference, I'll know you have it.
Do I have a title for it?
Yeah.
I'll let you tell me what the title was.
Make
What
up
was it
one.
about again?
The Secrets of the Divine.
Secrets of the Divine. Friends in high places and how to take advantage of them. A guide to the divine.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
Oh,
Writing that.
it's a good book. It's a good book. Is there anything in particular you wanted to know about it, Laces?
No, I simply need it.
I see. Well, I see no reason to stop you from taking it. You're dearest of all my friends, Laces. No, I ever tell you, I love you, Laces. You're a really good friend. You've never ever do anything to hurt me or take advantage of an old man.
Oh, Oh, Silas, if only that were true.
What?
You do not love me. You love Filbert.
No, I don't. There's different kinds of love. I feel a filial bond as much as a mortal, or I suppose a desiccating old vampiric husk can have for a divine entity such as yourself. I feel a kinship between us, Lisa. Not romantic love.
Humans are very complicated, even once they become
Yes.
vampires.
They're damn sexy.
Well, some of them are, yes.
I'm not
Problematically
picky.
so.
From life's buffet, I'll sample many a dish.
I have only sampled the one, but it was.
I see. Restricting diet. You know that can be a hard pill to swallow, especially if you're allergic to it.
I was not. So it
Good.
worked out well.
Good to know that you can, interact with us mere mortals and. Oh, goodness me, Kenny.
Silas, darling, Silas,
Yes.
Yes. Lisa.
do you mind if I do not return this book?
Well, it's rather valuable.
I understand that, and that is why I'm taking it.
Well, would you
I can compensate you with the
I tell
money.
you what, Lisa, if you bring me an equally interesting book of mystical significance, then yes, you can take it.
I shall endeavor to find you something.
Well, the do or do not. There's no endeavor.
Nailed it.
Indeed. Good night, Silas.
Good
I
day,
believe you will sleep
madam.
quite soundly.
I hope your researches are fruitful.
Thank you. And she poofs.
Kenny, you bastard!
What did
Why
I
did you let her
do?
go?
What do you mean, why did I let her go? You were the one that was like, yeah, this is cool if you steal my book.
Stealing? Lisa would never stoop so low. Stealing.
Oh, okay.
Wash your mouth out, Kenny.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
I've got a bar
Anyway.
of carbolic soap. Ida
Uh,
knows where the rubber
Misty, your
gloves
phone
are.
rings.
I'll like startle a little bit and reach over and look at it.
It's Filbert.
I briefly contemplate not answering. And then just sigh and push the green button and put it on speaker. And
It
just like
is
hold
loud.
it way away from my head because like Filbert? Filbert?
Misty, you there?
I'm here.
We're having like a shindig at Silas's house. Are you able to come down?
When did your accent get so country?
Don't. It's the motorcycle that's doing it to me. I'm having to yell over the wind, and I guess that adds a country twang to my voice.
And now we know where the country accent came from.
God damn it, Filbert! Stop touching my nipple. This is uncomfortable enough.
So, 1 second, Missy. Sorry, Shadow. I thought that was your belly button.
Stop. I know all three of them are pierced, but Jesus Christ.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
That falls into things Misty never wanted to know.
Pause. Shadow's got 3 piercings on the torso.
That's just characterization. World building.
In the notes.
Okay. Unpause. Hey, Misty, you know Shadow's got all 3 of his nipples and belly button pierced?
So all 3 nipples pierced.
All 3.
That falls under things I never wanted to know. We're going over to Silas's? Why?
Yeah, I was hanging out with Lisa. She bailed on me. Shadow needed to head over to Silas's place, so I just tagged along. I figure you could come join too, and we could all just have a hangout. Maybe talk with them ghosts.
You know what? Sure, I don't have anything else going on today.
All right. Well, we should be there soon. I'm gonna hang up now. I can't really hear you. I assume you said yes.
Why would you assume that?
And I hang up the phone.
I just like look at the phone. I mean, I did, but why would you assume that?
Who could turn down an invitation to Silas's house?
Well, and just
Hang
like
out with ghosts.
haul myself up off the couch. I'm still in pajama pants and a tank top because like hell was I getting dressed to just hang around the house. And just like slump my way to my room, put on jeans, my usual outside gear, including the Laceth feather in my trench coat, and I get in the car and head off to Silas's.
Where did you disappear to?
Me?
Yeah.
The only one of us who could
The
disappear.
only one who can do that.
I actually went directly to the council to offer up the book as requested.
Okay. Okay. They
Am
are
I
very...
permitted to leave?
Of course you are. You did what we asked. Thank you. They take
You're
the book
welcome.
from you.
Is there any chance you could help me obtain a tome of equivalent value?
Why would you need that?
Well, because I took this from a friend, and I would like to not be in his debt.
Good choice.
Holy Seth. You shouldn't be making friends down there.
It is the simplest way to achieve goals. These humans barter with affection.
I will see what I can do. But for
Thank you.
now, I do not have anything for you.
All right. And I will poof back to Filbert's house.
Okay, you get there, nobody's there. American Idol is paused on the TV.
I don't have a cell phone. Do I? I don't.
I don't.
Perhaps I should
think
obtain
so.
one of those devices.
Can't you track? Is it with the necklace? No, they can call.
They-
They
Mystic
can
and-
summon
yeah.
me.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I will actually search for and appear next to Misty wherever she happens to be.
Oh Jesus!
Surprise!
This is a fun. This is a fun hang we got going.
Seriously.
Hello.
I've got so yeah, Misty's currently driving and jumps violently when someone appears in the seat next to her. But it's also Laceth. This isn't the first time she's done this.
Yeah, but it's still very surprising while you're driving down the highway.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I like fishtail for a second, like, hi.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were occupied with the driving. Hello.
Fine. Hi, where did you come from?
Filbert's home. There was no one there, so I thought perhaps you might be up for some company.
I mean, yeah, I'm actually heading over to Silas's.
Oh, I was just there a little while ago.
You've been busy today.
Yes. I have.
Just kind of look at her out of the corner of my eye. You good?
For now, I have a favor to return. Should be a bit of a challenge, but
With that, we're gonna take a quick break.
Cool.
All right, see you
We'll be back,
all
guys.
in a few. BRB.
BRB.
Welcome back, everybody. Dragon Bait, what was happening when we took that break?
I don't
That's true.
recap things. You guys do.
This is kind of new, as in the last, like, maybe 4 streams, where we have a recap on the break. Anybody want to recap the last half?
Do we need my notes? I have notes.
It's
I can do this if you want me to.
I got it. It's,
I mean,
that's what Daddy likes. And other than that,
that is my first line. So
it's so Shadow talked to his dad, found out that some shit went south on a vampire nest hunt. His dad was the only survivor out of 5. That's kind of sketchy, and Shadow's actually kind of sketched out at his dad also about that, especially because he didn't eat his quail eggs all the way, which is a red flag. And then I was hanging out, Filbert was hanging out with Layseth watching American Idol, and she kind of rudely dismissed herself and bamped out right when Shadow arrived at my house. So then me and Shadow were like, hey, let's go fucking see what's up with Silas. And at that time, Misty was just watching TV shows on the couch. But I decided to call her and say, hey, we're having an impromptu party, surprise party at Silas's house. Come meet us. Apparently, Layseth bamfed over to Silas's house, stole a book. See, I can't fill in the blanks for the conversation that happened. There was some side conversation that happened between the keeper and Layseth. But apparently, Layseth did need a book from Silas. Stole it pretty good, as Silas was drunkenly talking her up about how much he loves her and he trusts her and she could do no wrong, as she was stealing a book from him. And then Layseth bamfed back to my place, I think, Filbert's bunker, for a minute at least, and found out that nobody was there because the rest of us were going to throw a surprise party at Silas's house. And I called Misty from a motorcycle, which is the bad news. Bad idea. And that's how Daddy likes it.
That's actually pretty comprehensive.
it is. It is.
It's because it was 10 minutes ago and not 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That helps.
So.
Okay, so Misty and Layseth were in the car. Misty had asked if Layseth was okay. Layseth was like, yep.
Sure.
And that's where we had left off. Do you guys want to talk about anything else?
We haven't had a lot of alone time. It's fine. I did a thing, and I'm sure Silas will be happy to see me again today. It's fine. Yes.
What did you do?
I made a bargain that I need to find a way to keep, but that's fine. I am resourceful, and I shall find a tome of equal value to provide to him.
Equal value to what?
The one that I took.
You took a book from Granddad's library.
Yes,
Why?
because I needed to.
Well, that is delightfully unspecific.
Indeed, yes. I'm quite skilled at evading questions. Any others for me to not respond to?
Are you in trouble?
I don't believe so. I acquired the book that was requested, so I believe I have saved off any trouble for the moment.
So it was, and Misty will kind of like gesture at the ceiling of the Subaru with kind of a vague little gesture. Powers
Yes.
that be?
They made a request, and I fulfilled it.
Why did they want one of Granddad's books?
For the contents of it. Things that mortals do not need to have access to, or immortals, I guess, in his case.
I mean, he's basically immortal still anyway.
True enough. He's but a young vampire.
Silas is more of an immoral than an immortal.
Well, there's that. Okay. You look troubled.
There have been
I mean,
increased
it's-
demands on me lately. It is simply something that I must work with. It is fine.
Do you think they're testing you?
Absolutely.
What happens if you fail? Aha.
I am not sure. I believe at the very least I will not be allowed to continue working with you.
Okay. Well, if you need help with stuff, let me know.
I shall.
I mean, I'm not a divine, but I'm reasonably resourceful.
I'm aware of that. And I appreciate your assistance.
Yeah, no problem. And I'll let it fall into a. It's not a comfortable silence exactly, but not a like it. It's not comfortable, but it's not uncomfortable either. It's just, you know,
It exists.
it exists. It's just there.
All right. After a while, Filbert and Shadow get 2 Silases.
See, I told you it'd work.
Yeah, barely. Probably. Seems like you bent the back of the rim.
It's not my fault you don't have your own pegs.
I told you I don't want pegs. I don't want pegs because I don't want people riding with me.
Well, then you should get. And you should let me get you a sidecar for Christmas, like I've been trying for the past 2 years. Huh? Be a lot
Yeah.
less weird, huh?
That doesn't alleviate the problem that I don't want people riding with me.
That's kind of rude.
Rude, you can't even keep your hands to yourself. I told you to stop touching them.
Stop touching. Well, I
I'm not
didn't
having
know
a
there
great
were so
day,
many
Filbert,
of
and you
them.
are not making it better. Please
Hey,
stop.
Just let's go see what Silas is up to. We'll talk about this later, Shadow.
And they arrive at the door, anxious and full of tension.
You knocking or ringing the bell or?
So you know that has to be the name of the episode, right? Anxious and full of tension.
Oh my god, Jeremy named 2 in a row.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to knock on the door.
Silas, you
Is
were
those-
knocking at your door.
I'm coming in a minute, sir. Hold on.
No, sit down.
Take your hands off my kitten. No.
Sit the fuck down! He pushes you down onto your chair and walks over to the door. He opens it slightly because the sun is out and sees Filbert and shuts the door. Silas,
That was rude.
Kenny,
your boyfriend's here.
stop my boyfriend. Don't you take that
Your-
tone.
Your wannabe boyfriend?
Never speak of that again, Kenny.
Yeah, I may speak of it quite a bit, actually.
Does Filbert hear any of this?
No, the door's closed. He's saying
Okay.
it softly.
And I'm picturing
Kenny.
a heavy door. at
Kenny.
Silas's
It's a
house.
heavy door.
I know, Kenny. I know we have a bantering, playful relationship, Kenny. But I swear, upon everything that I hold dear, if you utter one word of this to Filbert, you will not utter any more words ever again, because I shall disintegrate you and send your ashes upon the winds. Is that understood, Kenny?
Silas.
La
Cimbalo
Kenjero,
I am not one to be threatened, for one thing. I also am not one to get involved in your personal relationship.
Well, don't make
But
threats like that again.
I didn't make a threat at all.
You said you'd be
I
talking about things.
Yeah, so the one who filleted me is at your fucking door with the other one that cut the demon.
All right. Kenny, you've got,
So you
you've
might
got to
wanna
let that go. It was ages ago.
Sober up. It was less than 8 hours. That is not ages
Silas
ago.
gets up and he got into a smoking jacket and a cravat before settling down to get absolutely leathered. And his casual attire is just completely disheveled. And as he's walking to the front door, his plaid pajama bottoms fall off, and he opens the door.
No!
And his smoking jacket's come open, and his frail, old, pasty, veiny body is just visible. Ah, it's the boys. Welcome. What? I'm sorry, I seem to have lost my trousers. Just bear with me a moment. And he turns around and bends over and picks up his trousers, and puts them back on. Come in. Don't mind Kenny, he's a miserable bastard.
Are we interrupting something, Silas?
No, dear boy, you dear sweet boy. No, you'll never be interrupting anything. No. Come in. Make yourself at home, why don't you?
Are you okay, Silas? You've been
Absolutely
hitting
hammered.
that wizard ash dust.
The
What
wizard
do you call it?
death.
What do you call
Yes,
it
it's assaults. Sumerian wizards. Preserved through necromantic rituals. You should really try it. It'll probably not kill you.
Okay, look, this isn't a great time to be this way because we came over here to talk to you.
And have a slight party.
Talk, but dear boy, talk. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Silas, maybe.
What is it
sober
now,
up a little
Kenny?
bit. Sober up a little bit, ass.
Oh, hey, Kenny, how you feeling?
Uh,
How's the chest area?
I don't want to say this in front of Kenny. Sorry, Kenny.
what?
Kenny, go and oubliette.
What? No.
Yeah, Shadow mentioned he's got some sensitive topics to talk with Silas.
Look,
So, Kenny, I'm sorry, we've only known you for a couple hours. We're gonna need to step in that if you let.
If you go and oubliette, you have my express permission to leave anytime you like. It's just a gentleman's agreement. You will put yourself in the soundproof closet for just 5 minutes while my associates and I have a private conversation.
15.
Last time I was in your soundproof closet, I was filleted by your friend.
Well, yes, but
He's not talking
you
about
were
me,
having
he's
your power
silent.
drained by a maleficent priest. It was the only way, Kenny, you can't keep holding on to this.
Kenny, it was 8 hours ago, Kenny.
It was, yeah, it's still tender.
That doesn't let anything go.
Jeez.
What the-
What's this? Silas, why are you hanging out with this king guy?
This is good. He's a good man. He's a good Kenny. You've got so much grudgery in your heart,
So much
Kenny.
chest.
I am allowed. It's been less than 24 hours.
If you say so.
What about you and Baron Von what's his fuck?
Aaron Von, what's this fuck?
Dwarf
Yeah.
face?
No,
I don't
the
remember
Baron.
him.
The Red Baron.
Von
Baron
Richthofen.
von Richthofen.
Yeah.
Where?
One of those.
Where is he?
That grudge held
I'll
on
get
a lot
him.
longer.
I'll get him.
That's years.
I thought we took care of that asshole.
Yeah, wait. What's the
Well,
timeline
you
here?
mustn't cry wolf like that, Kenny.
I wasn't crying wolf. I was.
I'm on high alert.
thinking-
You said Baron von Richthofen.
Whatever. And he walks into the oubliette.
Just to get away from us.
That sounds right.
Alright, now Shadow, you did say you had some stuff to talk to Silas about. I'm allowed here, right? Like, it's okay if I can hear it. You didn't tell me what you needed to talk to him about.
I just thought it'd be better if I didn't have to say it more than I have to.
Well, I already called. I don't. Did you hear me when I was talking to Misty on the phone on the motorbike? She coming. So you might want to just hold off if you only.
I
wanna
know
say
they're
it
coming.
once.
I just feel like he's the one that would be most affected if I decide to tell my father anything.
Well, let's just hang out, read a book until they get here, because I know you don't like repeating yourself, Shadow.
So we're just gonna leave Kenny in the oubliette and
Can
wait.
you revoke that permission, Silas?
Yeah, he might need to be in there a while.
Kenny.
He's gonna try walking out here in 15 minutes. I mean, he might be
Kenny,
interrupting something.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this to you, Kenny. Would you like a pillow?
What? What do you mean you're sorry to do this? Silas?
It might just be a little bit longer in the oubliette than I initially
Wait,
thought.
you said I could leave anytime I want.
Well, would you be willing? Would you rather just to pick one of the bedrooms that isn't mine, and you could just post up there for the rest of the day?
Sure. And he walks out.
It's
of the
vampire
oubliette.
nighttime. Come on, go to bed.
You go to bed. You're the drunk one.
Vampire
I've got business to take care of, Kenny.
New episode title. It's Vampire Nighttime.
That's way better. That's way better.
So good.
I've got an important meeting with my associates, Kenny. Some of us have business to attend to. Others being
I don't like your
hypnotized
bullet.
by priests.
Fuck you. And he walks upstairs.
Kenny, I didn't mean it, Kenny. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
He's always like this. He'll be fine tomorrow.
Holy fuck.
You're a
So you were
dick.
saying? Would you like? You want to read a book? Did you say? It's funny you should say that. Laces came by earlier. Took one of my books.
Wait, how long ago was that?
What is time?
Look, I mean, okay, Silas, I can tell you're in the mage dust right now. Was it 5 minutes ago? Was it an hour ago?
It was before my trousers fell down.
That could be
Doesn't
anywhere
tell
from
us anything.
6
Think, man.
minutes to 3 hours ago.
It was recently. I'm pretty sure.
So
Within
Latheth
the last half an hour.
So Latheth came
Oh,
here.
is
when
she coming back
left?
here? Are you sure she's coming back here? Are you sure she didn't say she's just leaving
I
here?
don't know what she's doing. She bloody poofs and there's feathers and sparkles, and then she's gone.
Okay, can we make it canon that whenever Latheth poofs, she leaves behind a little pile of feathers?
And sparkles.
No, because with the feathers you can pull me back, but I will leave sparkles.
Sparkles are acceptable.
Ethereal feathers that just dissolve into nothingness in the light, as she does. Poof.
Poof.
Like a pillow fight.
Okay, so she left American Idol to come and you say get a book?
Well, I said she could borrow it, and she said I couldn't have it back. So I said, well, you better get me one of equal value.
So you said that's not how borrowing.
That's not how
works.
libraries work. Yes.
That's not how libraries
I think you've
or borrowing
slightly
work.
neglected her education in that aspect, Philbert.
I know. I
Nate,
think
are
I focused
you a
too much on
library?
American Scott.
Well, I'm not.
Idol.
I'm not an official library, in as much as I don't, have a filing system and so on. But if you wish to peruse my collection of books, you're more than welcome.
And you didn't steal any of these.
No, I acquired them through inheritance. By which I mean I killed the people who previously owned them.
Right, that checks out, I guess.
Should I call Tiana? Nah, who's Tiana? Should I call
What?
Misty and see where they're at? Maybe they're close by. Or Misty's close by.
Well, I
Filbert-
don't
Filbert
know that she's with Misty. She could be.
Yeah, I know,
She
I
might
don't
be
know.
off doing some divine things.
That was just a guess that Latheth is with Misty.
I mean, it stands to reason she probably calls shotgun every morning, whether we're meeting up or not.
Usually Latheth is with one of us, other 4.
That's true, unless she's doing angel
Angel
shit.
stuff. Angel stuff,
shit.
yeah. I'll call Misty, see where they're at. Assuming Latheth's there. Hey,
I'll like reach over with.
What's that
with my-
ringtone?
That's Misty's ringtone.
It's ringing in the car. It doesn't really have a ringtone when it rings in the car.
It interrupts the music very annoyingly.
It's horrible. But yeah, I'll
You'd answer that just to shut it the fuck up, wouldn't you?
well, you know, it's that or the creepy music box. So I'll hit the accept button on the steering wheel. Like, hey, what's up?
Hey Misty, I'm here. Shadows here. Silas is here. We're at Silas's house. Just checking in, seeing when you're. I didn't know if you actually were coming or not. I couldn't really hear you on the motorbike, but are you on your way?
You're
I'm-
pulling in.
I like honk 3 times.
Oh shit! Hold on, Misty. Someone's here.
And I'll just giggle and hang up.
God damn it.
Oh,
I guess
gosh.
you went in a tunnel or something. Are there any tunnels here between here and Misty's house?
We didn't go
There's a
through
big
any.
tunnel, right?
I haven't installed any.
Sundays, that boy of mine.
He must have inherited the brains elsewhere.
Perhaps from his father, unfortunately.
Well,
Hey Silas, you expecting anyone? Someone's here.
Well, I better go answer the door then, hadn't I?
Silas goes to answer the door. Thankfully, this time his clothes stay on.
and Misty puts the car into park, steps out of the car, and just like crosses her arms, leaning against the vehicle, just like.
Silas just throws the front door open and then like takes his arms outstretched. The gang's all here. Takes like 3 steps out into the sunlight and starts to sizzle and then turns around and walks straight back in.
I was gonna ask how vampires and sunlight worked in Dragon Bait's universe.
Well,
I guess it's
like I
not
say,
an instant
Sparkle.
pile of ash like I can't think of any else. Like Blade
And
I think.
rice?
Yeah, I think
I only
in
had to
Blade,
pick
if
from
they-
one. I only had to pick one weakness, and it was that I had to feed. So,
more of a,
but
uh,
for
Kind of
flavor wise,
gotten a-
I've just sort of said that it makes him really uncomfortable and he doesn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a bad sunburn immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to warn you that Silas has been indulging in the mage dust again.
Ah,
He is in quite
Hello.
stellar form today. He offered some to me. That was a interesting conversation.
I'm sure. So how many offended people are we dealing with today?
I believe it
How
is
many have
just
been
Kenny
watching?
who was upset with him.
Okay, well that's fine.
There are 7, so
Right. Let's head in before he tries to burn himself again.
indeed.
And
You're
the
so
house.
cute, Misty. Look at those little chops. Look at them little cheeky chops.
Hey, Lisa.
Granddad,
Would you
I'm-
like a toffee?
Yes.
You can take 2. Go on, take 2.
He's pulled it out, this pack of Withers originals from the pocket of his smoking jacket.
Just tell me that they're still wrapped.
Yes, they are.
Excellent. Then she will
I haven't
reach out
quite
and take
reached
2.
Filbert levels of loose, unlabeled Oreos or whatever they were.
Beef jerky, Oreo flavored.
Oreo flavored beef jerky.
That was,
Get it right,
That was
Gerondu.
terrible.
Which is just, why do I remember that and not salient points of the plot?
Because that is
was
far
a
more
salient
upsetting.
point of the plot.
It's just
But
that
yes, I
Dragon
will-
Bitches hasn't thrown that at us yet, but you just wait till the fucking Oreo beef jerky comes in play. We've been
Ever?
workshopping it together for 2 years.
Oh, have we?
Oh goodness.
Listen,
Did you
find another book?
Not yet. I have not had an opportunity to find one, but I shall.
Don't betray me, Laces.
I will not. Do you have a particular
I couldn't take it,
you'd
Laces.
like? I will not betray you, Silas. Do you have
I
a tome
couldn't
that you'd
take
like me to
that.
acquire? I know,
Like-
I know. I will not break your heart any further than it has been broken.
Oh, you're so
I
sweet.
apologize.
You're so sweet. I don't know, something a reference tome on some otherworldly creature or something, equivalent kind of knowledge to the one you took.
I will find something for you, my darling.
Thank you so very much. The boys are here. They say there's something important going on.
Well, perhaps we should focus on that. Are you able to focus, Silas?
Oh, yes, wonderfully.
Right, let's go.
Do you need any sort of healing remedy?
Play Seth.
Silas, I just like kicked the back of Silas's calf. Silas knows an elephant.
Hey, Seth, you risk taking that into yourself. Is that a good idea?
I just realized that.
That's why I was like, no, don't do it.
Has he responded, Silas?
He just almost bit me. Out of character. He just almost bit me. He hissed at me. Gerundu hissed at me.
Did smell.
Perhaps, Silas, we should attempt to remove this effect from you. Shit. See if the dice like me.
Oh,
I hope they don't.
I know.
I
Me
hope they
too. I think it'll be
do.
more
God.
fun.
Oh, God.
We only got 45 minutes left. We really got to get through Shadow's conversation. But how's this look?
Plus cool. So that would be a 6.
Have you been marking experience?
I am now. That was the first one I've had tonight.
You failed
Uh-oh.
one roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your beginning
shit.
roll.
I've
Yeah,
leveled
what was-
up.
Does that count? What was it?
You leveled up.
Hey, that's good.
Damn it.
That's the only time you'll ever hear a TTRPGer say, "Damn it, I leveled up."
Yeah. I think Lasis is higher level than anybody else because fucking dice rollers.
Yeah,
and
she fucking
apparently
is. The
apparently
dice
real
hate
dice
me.
Also hate Danny.
You know, it's because I haven't been treating them the way I should because
Right.
I'm trying
You
to
gotta
be
polish
like
them every
appropriate on stream. But fuck it. We're gonna do what I do that works. So y'all are gonna deal with that.
Into the bra it goes.
Look, that has rolled me so many nat 20s.
I am not complaining.
What'd you roll, Seth?
So it was a six.
But that was a total of 6. So, oh God. No, I don't even take it into myself. I cause him extra harm.
Oh no. Oh god.
Okay.
We're not
okay.
getting anywhere
Okay,
tonight.
I can do that. I can do that. I can act that.
I
We're
know
not
you
getting
can.
anywhere
That's what
tonight.
terrifies me.
I am so sorry.
So,
I tried to warn you.
Oh, you were right. I am sorry, Misty. You are very right. I shall listen to you in future endeavors because clearly my abilities do not work well.
no, you don't get more drunk, Silas.
That's where I was going with it.
No. Seth goes to put her hands on you, and instead of healing you, she accidentally burns you a little.
Some radiant damage.
You
I
take
am so sorry,
2
Silas.
damage.
I apologize. I did not intend to do that.
Shoot us!
That's better than him getting more drunk.
I will
to
bring
be
you 2
honest,
books. 2 books.
Shoot us! Just, I hope those 30 pieces of silver were worth it, Nathan.
I can try again.
No, you've done quite enough for today, thank you.
I am so sorry.
Granddad, how about you go lie down? You're looking a bit. All right.
Yeah,
Like-
he staggers into his wingback armchair by the fire and
Yeah, and Misty will grab a blanket, pull it over him, make sure that whatever vampire equivalent of life is, that she can check it.
Fine.
he's
Wait.
muttering to himself.
Okay, he's probably not dead.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I do think Shadow needed to chat with him a bit.
Well,
I'm
We
sorry.
can-
I
He
can.
feeble points
No, I
towards
won't try
We'll
again.
just we'll rope him
a
in
desk
tomorrow.
in the corner.
Silas. Shadow can heal people. He healed Kenny.
Oh god.
He
I
should be able
don't-
to heal Silas.
Over there.
I think we could just take notes for Silas for tomorrow.
I'll go over to the desk to try to see if I can figure out what he's pointing at.
There's a bunch of like vaguely arcane looking magical supplies and substances over there.
Well, the spell slinger.
You're not sure specifically what it is he's gesturing at.
Oh, the spell slinger's gonna take a look at those, push her sleeves up, and be like, "Is there anything in particular over here, Granddad?"
The mummy toes.
Do I know what mummy toes are and what they do?
I don't know. Roll. I don't even know.
We don't know.
Investigate a mystery, I guess.
Cool.
It sounds like he's trying to say Mentos, the candy that pops off on Diet Coke.
The fresh maker.
Cool. I rolled 11 plus sharp is a 12.
Thank you, Tiana. Finally, someone's getting their head in the game.
Hey, I stole a book.
Thank you, ice cream dice.
Yes. What the fuck, Silas? What is she?
What
looking
are
at? I
you
don't know
trying to
what
do
she's-
here?
The mummy toes used in restorative potions. The mummified toes of priestesses of the Nile fertility cult. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
they're magical cure-alls. They're generally prescribed to magical creatures that wish to conceive, but they also have a restorative effect.
Okay. Would I know if there is any particular preparation that needs to happen, or do I just grab one and bring it over and stick it in your
Pop
mouth?
it in his mouth.
Cool. I will. I'll find the little bag that I recognize from what he's talking about, and like use the tip of a pen.
It's the one that's full of toes.
I'll use the tip of a pen to lever one of them out, carefully scoop it onto a piece of paper, carry it over to him because I am not touching that shit. And just bend the paper in half and like tip it into his mouth like a slide. Here you go.
I'm a cat man.
I'm a scat man. Skippy doo no. I'm all right now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm alert.
How you feeling?
Hello. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. Peachy
Okay.
King.
This is like giving someone 2 energy drinks at the same time.
Yes. Well, what are you all doing in my house?
Shadow has something important to tell us, apparently.
Shadow, you naughty boy. What have you got up your sleeves?
You're muted.
You're on mute,
You're
Shadow.
muted, buddy.
It's a heart. Nope. Still muted.
Clancy, what the fuck?
Damn it, Clancy!
Damn it, Clancy. No.
I think you're muted in the
cannot
app,
hear you
not your
still.
microphone.
Are you muted in Zoom?
Come on now.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, well, you know how I'm like part of that super secret organization and everything dedicated to killing people like you and Kenny, and maybe even Laceth.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna glance over at Filbert to see if he picks that one up.
Yeah.
Horny people?
Why would you classify Laceth as horny?
I thought it was Kenny and Silas, and then.
And also possibly Laceth.
Well, possibly.
she's
Lisa
horny.
possibly may be horny. I don't
Misty's
know.
keeping an absolutely straight face at that one.
And you know how I told you my dad's
Laceth is not.
Good.
up there, almost kind of in charge-ish.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now he showed up again, and kind of curious as what I've been up to. And top of that, now we can't apparently trust the organization that we've worked for my whole life.
Ah.
And well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I guess I trust all of you more than I trust him right now. And I don't want to tell him the truth because I don't think he's He'd probably kill you.
Well, he's welcome to try.
I don't think he would succeed.
I'd rather it didn't come to that, though, quite frankly. I've got enough people making attempts on my life without adding more to the list. Should we meet with him?
I don't know. There's something different about him. He didn't even finish his fucking breakfast. It's just.
What did you give him?
Well,
Come on.
Made him, I just made him some quail eggs. Why does that matter?
Well, that is what Daddy likes.
Where'd
How
you find
dare you.
quail eggs this time of year, Shadow?
What?
Where'd you find quail eggs this time of year?
You can just buy them, Filbert. You can just go to the store. I told you there's not robots in there.
What store? What store is this that sells quail eggs? Good. One more get.
You can go to anywhere. Go to Kroger's. It's not.
Kroger. Okay, okay. You keep on your conversation. I'm gonna Google quail eggs. See where I can get. See if I can get them at the Kroger.
Why does that matter? I don't understand why this is.
Filbert, I need to get a phone.
Well, gosh darn, you can fucking get quail eggs. Quail egg cat food. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're right, Shadow. I guess that counts.
Did you feed your father cat food, Shadow?
I wouldn't
The
talk
daddy
to you
likes.
either, Shadow.
And Jeremy just over there taking his victory sip. Thanks, buddy.
Well,
Didn't expect everyone to break.
It just hit just right that time.
that's what Daddy likes.
God damn you.
You can't leave that one wide open.
God.
Now everything I said could be followed. Everything anybody says could be followed by, and that's what Daddy likes.
Forever.
Kind of the
And
beauty of
ever.
it. That's what Daddy likes.
Look, it doesn't matter where I got the fucking quail eggs. Should we trust my father or not? If he finds out about you, he's gonna probably try to put a stake through your heart. Believe it or not, I'm pretty compassionate. I mean, I only tried to kill you.
Well,
What,
you know,
twice?
if he finds out that I'm English.
I'm just like watching Filbert at this point.
Yeah.
Very sternly patriotic is your father. If he finds out I'm an illegal immigrant, he'll be straight for me. Of course, that's what you meant, Shadow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes,
got my
exactly.
phone
That's
out.
right, Filbert.
I've got my phone out, like googling quail eggs, so I'm kind of.
Yes, brilliant.
I'm
That's
only
right.
halfway
You
tuned
invest
into
yourself in
this.
that little riddle.
Where
All right. Do you
are
think
quail eggs?
Shadow that he has been mentally taken over? Do you think he's been replaced? Do you think he's been brainwashed? What do you think we're dealing with here?
I don't know. It's not like he was a whole different person. He just was acting strange, and he just came back out of nowhere. It's been years, no contact. He said he sent me letters. I never got any of those. He also says he doesn't trust our clan, which maybe they've been intercepting the letters. I don't know who to trust, but apparently I trust all of you.
Well,
Okay.
speaking of food to trust, should we?
Flaccid.
Silas, there's a ghost lady hovering in the doorway, listening in on this. Can we trust her?
Absolutely. Hi there, my dear. You all right?
Yes, there was just a lot of shouting.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. That was just,
Silas being Silas.
that was just some rituals.
You've lived here long enough that I know the difference between your rituals and drunken shouting.
That last one.
Well, I
We've got him
I-
sorted.
sometimes one has to imbibe certain substances to allow the confluence of the spheres and so on.
Yes, you said my name, Lisa. How can I help you?
I just feel like perhaps you and I should have a conversation someday. You seem lovely.
Oh, I would love that.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, you're rather busy now, aren't you?
Oh, I guess so. All right.
I'm
I know how to
gonna
get back here.
kick Silas very gently in the shin and be like, behave.
This is my bloody house.
I don't care. You don't be rude.
Actually,
I'm not being rude.
Silas, it's my bloody house. And she disappears.
Phil's looking at everybody in turn.
Filbert, could you look up exorcisms while you're on the phone?
I'm gonna turn to Shadow.
Behind you, Silas, you just hear, "Don't you dare!"
You know I'm only joking. I know.
I don't know why everyone's been so dang rude today, except for you, I think. Well, and you know what, Shadow? Never mind. You were rude about my pegs. Everyone's been rude to me today.
I am very sorry. I did not mean to be rude. I believed that you would be kept company by Shadow, and
No,
my
Shadow
absence would not
wasn't
be
there
noted.
yet.
Yes,
And
you
then
were.
but
Missy
he had
hung up
arrived.
on
We
me.
heard his sound.
And then Silas hasn't been rude to me, so thank you, Silas. But you were just rude to that ghost lady.
It's been a difficult few days.
Okay.
I'm
well,
sorry, Ida. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kenny.
I'm sorry that I butt in. Shadow was saying something very important. It clicked on me that everyone's being real rude today, and I think we need to just take a moment. Say, everyone calm down.
It's been a very difficult couple of days, but I'm sorry.
Silas just delicately spits out the toe bone from the mummy toe into a handkerchief and puts it away.
So I mean, what should we do?
I don't know. He's your father, dear boy.
Yeah, and he's lived a life of secret. I mean, I've been trained by some secret organization that apparently we can't even trust now. And that organization trained me to kill people like you. English.
The English, yes.
We really do need to work on your xenophobia.
All I'm saying is,
Oh,
he's a pretty
well, we've
top
got rather good
operative
at
and-
kidnapping people,
You're not wrong.
and I do have a perfectly good oubliette.
well, what do you want to do? I mean,
Well, I don't know. If you've suspected he's been taken over by some sort of malign agency, then perhaps we should interrogate him.
I don't know if he's been taken. I guess I was just trying to respect all of you by seeing if you think I should tell him or not.
Well, if the
Chances are you'll probably find out anyways. I mean,
if the clan of Horus already knows of our existence and cannot be trusted, then presumably your father, if he
I don't know that
still-
they know of your existence per se.
Well, we were.
I mean, they know about you, but
They did interview us, yes, correct.
We went to the headquarters and we were interviewed by them.
I didn't know they picked you up too. I thought they were just
Oh yes.
asking me questions.
No,
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 they asked us all.
assholes.
We were all probed most thoroughly.
That cannot be the episode title.
No, we already got it. It's Vampire Night. Or it's Vampire... Yeah, it's Vampire Night time.
Vampire nighttime, Kenny, go to bed.
Well, I mean...
I'm done with you, NPC. Fuck off.
I know this is, this is definitely something we got to get to the bottom of, what to do with Daddy Shadow, but also at the same time,
Can we just elide that together and make it Dado?
Why?
I don't know. I just like the sound of it. Snappy. Dado.
I thought it was supposed to be Daddy-O.
Well, that would be the 1950s slang, I believe. Daddy-o or beatniks.
I don't know. I wasn't around in the 1950s.
I
What is
was,
with
but
you
I
all
was
in
old and out of
semantics. It
touch.
doesn't matter what we call my father.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't
sorry,
matter
we're
what we
getting
call
distracted
Daddy
here.
Shadow. We gotta come up with a plan for Daddy Shadow, but at the same time, also, I don't know if y'all remember, it was a fucking wild day yesterday, but y'all remember when we tried to call Agent Crow?
Yeah, Samantha.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And
some-
somebody else answered and said, pretty much shut
Basically
the fuck
told
up,
us to
quit calling.
piss off.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we got two kind of...
Two for the price of one.
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to focus on one, Daddy Shadow or Samantha?
It seems to me that we would be rather poking the hornet's nest to go instigate something with the FBI
Yeah.
at this stage without
will
something
we
more
be-
concrete. It simply may be
Helping
that
the FBI?
Agent Crow's superiors have decided that she's gone off script one time too many.
Yeah, but that was her personal phone, right? It wasn't her work
Maybe.
phone.
Maybe we should see if we can find where she lives. Find out if we can, check in on her.
Yeah, the Clan of Horus has more power than the fucking FBI. Certainly more members. Certainly deeper roots.
So do we want
Shadow,
to
do
start
you
with...
have another way to contact her?
Yeah, Shadow.
Since she seems to be more friendly with you than with the rest of us.
You got her, like, Tinder profile or something you're able to...
I have her phone number, same as
Perhaps
you.
you could
that's about
slide
it.
into her DMs, Shadow.
You got her you follow her on Instagram, Shadow?
I don't even know what that is.
Granddad, I have
Shadow.
Granddad,
Someone who
I,
likes posing as much as you, I don't believe that for a second.
you're not wrong. Is there any sort of a tome that you might have for telepathy? That's the word I was looking for. Trying to telepathically.
I knew you were
reach
going to say
someone.
that.
because if we can't get a hold of Agent Crow via more mundane means, maybe we try magic.
Well, I mean,
Reach out to her directly.
yes, I'm not sure if I could. That would present rather a large risk, I believe. I think my powers of mesmerism, such as they are, would have to be enacted in person, and turning up at an FBI field post and trying to sway everyone was probably within my abilities, but rather fraught with danger.
True. I'm just curious if there's any way to directly reach out mind to mind to her.
Perhaps it might be worth something we can research.
Or, Layseth can do the BAMF thing. 'Cause you
Oh,
can go directly to a person that you know, right?
I can, yes.
Well, hold on.
But what if she's in
if-
some sort of FBI board meeting or something?
Okay.
Well,
I
then
was
there will be
thinking
some
a little
very
bit-
interesting questions.
Yeah, that's a lot more mundane than I was thinking. I was thinking, what if she's in some kind of like... Obviously, the FBI's got to be privy to, at least some kind of cryptics. What if they've got Samantha in some kind of like anti-angel jail cell, right? That could be a thing, and it could be a thing.
I mean, you'd have to
Probably
know a
not a
lot
thing.
about Divine in order to ward against them.
Well, this is a government agency responsible for investigating such phenomena, so...
Well,
Well, I mean, we all know the limitations of the federal government and their ability to investigate the transmundane.
and also the FBI doesn't just investigate the magical stuff.
Yes,
It's
we've-
mostly her Black Cat's area.
Also, we've committed all number of crimes in our... well, we may have been...
We.
Well, I think you'll find we collectively have committed murder and have been accessories to murder several times.
I tased somebody a day ago.
Yes, you shot that lady in the neck.
I did.
Although it
Sure
turned out
did.
she was a demon, so there was that.
But either way,
But
I
essentially,
Basically-
we've got a laundry list of missing persons connected with us. So it's probably unwise to go kicking the hornet's nest too far with the FBI. I suggest we should stick to the Clan of Horus, who already know who we are. We suspect that there's already something fishy going on, either with them or with Dado or both.
We're gonna turn that into a thing, aren't we?
It feels like we have the more solid leads in that direction, especially since Dado is available
also,
to
I
be
know that
spoken to.
Shadow's pretty close to Sam also, but at the same time, I think Shadow's, got a blood relation to Daddy Shadow, so maybe we should start with that first.
I dare say that's true, unless there's a glint in the milkman's eye about 25 years ago.
All right, so it sounds like it's settled. We're gonna.
I think we'll have to
Depending
meet
on-
Daddy Shadow, and if he makes an attempt on my life, I'm confident in my ability to defend myself.
God, how?
I mean, he probably will.
He probably will. Well, I'm magical, Filbert.
How much does he hate Englishmen, Shadow? Why would he just try to murder somebody? Just because he's old and English.
I'm just gonna like put my chin on my fist and look back and forth like,
I just look at everyone else. Why must we play these games?
that's a really freaking good question.
It is indeed a good question.
I don't know why he hates Englishmen, Filbert, but he particularly doesn't like kind that are like Silas.
You know what it was, Filbert? He saw the Patriot one too many times and thought it was real.
Okay, well, if it's because you're magical, I mean, shit. Misty is magical. I've seen Shadow do some magic.
Yes, but
Okay.
she's not magical and English.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's a combo deal.
That's it, you see.
Haven't you seen Harry Potter, Filbert?
Oh yeah, the all English over there.
I mean, technically, I'm part English.
Well, that's true.
So Misty might.
Does he have any feelings about the
I'm an
divine?
illegal alien, you see.
I didn't.
There is
Shadow's
a
father
difference
takes the
between being
immigration laws of the United States very seriously.
As you should.
As
Everyone
one
should take the immigration laws very seriously.
particularly if you're
all
a
the associated
naturalized
fees.
Canadian, one should take those extremely
Taxes, Silas?
seriously.
Indeed, take them very seriously, pay all the associated fees, file the appropriate forms.
However, in the
And,
fictional
and, and,
confines
and
of
then
this
they ignore you for a
universe,
year and a half.
within the fictional confines of this universe, I have flouted said laws. Not that I would ever dream of doing
Oh,
such
Silas.
out of character. Not that I'm in character. This is me. I'm a real person.
I love you
thank
guys.
you, Alice from Gamerland, for following.
Thank you.
Somehow,
Don't know
in the
why, but thank
mayhem-
you.
in
We've
the
gained a
mayhem of
follower
tonight,
during
we've gotten
this.
3 or
We've gained
4
like 2 or 3.
followers,
Holy
and
hell.
I don't
Love it.
understand.
Thank you for joining us toward the end of
It
this
is
one.
because
For the
people love
madness.
our ridiculousness.
I appreciate it.
One way of putting it.
All right. Well, I have 2 thoughts. One, I would like to poke around in your library, Granddad, and see if there's anything that I
Wouldn't
can
we all?
find. No.
I
any-
enjoyed it.
Anything on telepathy or long range? I'm
take that
ignoring all of
testimonial.
you. Any like long range mind to mind communication? Just you have a smorgasbord of interesting things up there.
I do. I really do. I don't know where most of them even came from.
I would.
Dead people, I'm sure.
Well, yes.
Everyone dies
But
eventually.
which specific
Um,
dead people, I couldn't tell you.
Yes.
There's been so many.
So we are planning to talk to Shadow's dad.
Shadow Dado.
The Shadow Dado, and Daddy Shadow.
You know, his name's Jeff. You can just call him Jeff. You don't have to call
Jeff.
it
Not
Shadow.
gonna happen, Shadow. There's no chance in hell that's ever gonna happen.
You named your
Veto.
father and it wasn't Jeff.
What is his name?
I
I
didn't
don't
name him Jeff.
remember.
My grandmother named him Jeff. I don't know. I call him Dad.
And I call him Daddy Shadow.
Shadow.
Just letting you know there's other
John, what
options
are you
available
talking
to you.
about, Jeff.
Right.
I call him Weekly.
It's not confusing at all.
All right, so what are we gonna
I don't know
do?
why that one was so bad.
Yeah, that was yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, he
I
gave me
mean,
this number. We could call him. I mean, apparently, can't call his number. It doesn't do anything. We have to call this secret number now.
Well, this
So-
piece of paper just has the number 4 on it.
Is that all?
Oh,
we
not
do?
that.
Just
Not that
press
one.
the
This
four?
one. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that would be a rather funny phone number, wouldn't it? 4.
Depends on who you're trying to reach, I suppose. Shadow,
Yeah,
is your
what's the call?
Shadow, is your dad a magic user?
Amongst other things,
Oh shit.
but
Okay.
I mean, you know,
So
I can only assume anything he's taught me, he must know more.
So if he was English, he'd have to kill himself.
But we're not,
He's
so
not
it's okay.
English.
Now, I don't know what you've heard from listening to the records of Morrissey, but we're not all like that. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. Yes.
All right. Let's I guess let's give him a call and should we see if we could get him to like come meet us at Silas's house?
No, I think we should meet somewhere neutral. Perhaps a restaurant of some kind,
Applebee's.
if you say so.
That was a long setup for that joke.
What about that sausage place we went that one time? That was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait,
think
didn't
it's
something
shut
really
down now.
horrible wait, something horrible
Yeah,
happened there, didn't
yeah,
it?
it was it was
Something
that
truly
dude
horrible
that
sent us
Silas
there.
Really hates. Baron.
That was
Ron
quite a
Vigden.
distance.
Yes, Adam DeGeese sent you there. What a horrible bastard he is.
Yeah, but it was really that Baron von Wittgenstein.
Baron von Richthofen, where?
Right. Shall we get going?
Wait, are we
Indeed, yes,
going
let's
to
go.
Applebee's or the other
Well,
place?
let's
Sure,
call,
let's go to Applebee's.
let's call Shadow's dad and see if we can even get him to pick up the damn phone.
That's true. Let's let him pick the restaurant we go to.
Just has to have somewhere
Boing.
private.
Boing boing. Boing boing.
The phone.
Give me your
Oh,
phone.
no,
Why,
your
the,
phone.
It's terrible.
why the hell are you calling my
I
dad
got
on your
that
phone? Give me that.
Hello.
Hey, it's Shadow. This is it's a different number. It's a burner.
Okay. Proud of you.
But you told me to call you, so what do you have to say?
You called me. What do you have to say?
I don't know. You showed up in my house this morning, told me to call you if I have any questions, and I just want to know what the hell's going on.
I tried to tell you. And you got all defensive.
Well, you're the one that sounds defensive now.
I am defensive now.
Okay, look.
What? Okay.
Why'd you come to my house? What?
Because you're my son and I love you.
Oh, there's your first mistake.
And you,
But Missy says soda voce away from the phone.
well, you said we might be in danger and we can't trust some people. So, what the hell does that mean?
Can we meet?
Yeah, but I'm got some people you need to meet first.
Okay. Where do you want to meet up?
You already know.
Applebee's again?
Applebee's again.
All right, I will meet
The
you at
most
the
secure
Applebee's.
restaurant.
The one place we know no one will be watching or listening.
Why?
Nobody goes to Applebee's anymore.
Nobody goes to Applebee's at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, come on. The kind of people in there aren't threats to us.
No, they're not. All right.
Besides, I heard they got
God's
that
waiting
20
room.
thing.
What?
It's in God's waiting room at that time of day.
Don't, Silas,
No.
don't. That's one of my friends, Dad. You'll meet him.
Oh, okay.
If you can't tell, he's English.
Oh boy, howdy. Sorry about that, partner. I sure am an
One of your other
American.
friends? Anyway, I will meet you in 20 minutes.
Sure, I'll get the apps. And I just hang up.
Shadow, you've been so rude today. You didn't even tell your daddy Shadow bye.
You heard the way he was talking to me.
God damn it.
Yeah, I also heard that you said
family.
you were gonna offer to buy the apps.
Yeah, so
Was
see,
that
I'm the nice
for-
guy here.
Was that for everybody or just you and your daddy?
Yes, Filbert, I'll give you. I'll get you the Taquito Towers. Don't worry.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be a
there's
good day.
Still some mummy dust in my nose.
Yeah,
Well, we're
I
getting-
see it. spraying out. Like I said, do not inhale that. Do not inhale.
What would happen if I did?
No, I don't know. That's why we're saying. Do
It
not
might intoxicate you, or it might make you sneeze out your own lungs. Who can say?
Perhaps I should attempt to avoid it then.
Or get you pregnant.
We don't need to do it before we go to
That
Applebee's.
did not happen to me. That happened to someone else. Thank you.
Well, it might. I was pregnant last week, in fact.
What?
What?
Is that an option? I
On
did
that-
not.
On
No.
that note, I will say that it is 9:20.
Oh no, sorry, it was indigestion.
Yes.
Rin has a hard out. in
With
10
that
minutes.
note, we are going to stay as you guys hang out on Shadow.
We've lost the name. There's too many.
Shadow Shaddy.
Shadow Shaddy.
Okay,
That sounds like
so-
a fucking
Dado Shaddy.
like a,
That's his
a,
gamer tag.
Shadow.
a rebel pilot from like Star Wars. Dado Shaddy in Rogue Squadron.
Oh my god.
Oh,
and then the
gosh.
dead boy in chat said Shadow T Knight. It's a thing.
Isn't Shadow's
dead
real name
boy.
like fucking like Aurelian or something? He's got like his really
It's probably
really
fucking-
puncy name.
Alistair.
It's Alistair
Alistair.
Alexander Vespucci.
That was it.
And his dad's just simply Jeff.
Jeff Vespucci.
Jeff Vespucci.
My head hurts. My
And he
head
tends,
hurts,
he's been a fuckhead
Anyway.
before, so I don't know if I can
No.
trust him.
Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. If you like
sorry.
what we're doing, and I don't know why, you can support us on Patreon, or you can buy merch. I think we have some stuff for this. We're about to have more stuff for this.
Yeah, we are.
Just tell.
Boy.
After tonight,
Yeah,
we're
we
about to have
are.
a lot more.
Or you could just tell us that you think we're cool and nice and funny, and we really appreciate
Yeah.
that too. That's really nice. We
consider
honestly
becoming,
we like it.
Consider
Oh, you
also
were being
joining the
flat at me.
Discord.
Discord.
Please consider, join the Discord where you can
Do
hang
that,
out with
yeah,
all
we're
of
very
us,
active in
chuckle
there.
You
fun.
can
Yeah.
see all of our shit.
Oh my god.
We talk about the
we're gonna
minutiae of
go
our daily
around
lives.
and let everybody brag about what they're doing. We'll start with Adam because he was last.
Yes. Yes.
You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, if you join us on Patreon, that Patreon helps pay our streamers for their streams and also support. I think we're up to like 12 shows on the network now, and
Stars and
that,
Stones.
that Patreon literally keeps all of those shows going. So definitely consider doing that. Even sign up for just $1. That is patreon.com/majesticgoose. If you're not following us on Twitch, please do so. Twitch.tv/majesticgoosenetwork. You can also subscribe there. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe every month for free, and that kicks back some money to our streamers as well. Just being a subscriber, and also helps us get more cool emotes. And yeah, give us a 5-star rating and review on our podcast feed. Also, I think most of you do listen to the podcast based on just raw numbers. But if you're listening to this on the podcast, also go check out a stream or two, because they're a lot of fun when they're live.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff missing from
Yeah, there's
the
probably
podcast
some
episodes.
missing.
Some live
Like,
shows.
DB and
How
Danny have to edit out.
much do you cut these things down?
A lot.
There's gotta be a lot to cut out. So go,
How-
go watch it live.
Do you
It depends on the day.
do you do outtakes?
So
You
the
should.
thing is,
You should. Patrons tend to like them.
I understand that. The problem is I'm so bad at editing.
All you have to do
That-
is copy paste and put them into a different Audacity file.
Listen,
I'm listening.
The dead boy said this episode is gonna be what, 15 minutes long?
I honestly do not cut that much out. The only things that I have cut out is if we're all talking over each other, and I take like the most important parts so that so you can hear what's being said.
Sure. I do exactly the same thing in the redaction reports. I just silence whoever
I've
isn't
also
important.
taken out things that are like, oh,
Potentially
we
litigious.
ranted about Cracker Barrel
Things will
for
get me
20
deported.
minutes. Yeah.
We
things that will get
like our
Danny deported.
Canadian. We like our Canadian. We don't want her
Please
deported.
keep me.
do. I kind of
Yeah,
like
edit
her
out
in the
all
US.
that shit we talked about. Immigration laws.
Immigration.
No, I will. Anyway, do you have anything else, Adam?
No, that's it. Go to majesticgoose.com and check out all of our shows.
Yes. Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren. I'm Vanna 1895 on the Twits. I am the editor, producer, and one of the actors on the Redacted Reports, which if you listen to it, you'll understand why Danny and I were making faces at us at each other periodically. Rowan says you're not wrong a lot. I didn't realize that was her catchphrase until Danny pointed it out. Oops. I am also a streamer over on Quests and Chaos. That's twitch.tv/Quests and Chaos. On Monday, I am going to be starting to run my own stream over there for a while. It is called Swords and Sages, and I am going to be running a group of 5 people through Candlekeep Mysteries. We're starting at the beginning, and we'll see how that goes because, 4 of the 5 of them are GMs that I've worked with before. This ought to be fun.
Understand.
This includes, I will add, Ezra. Ezra Denny is going to be playing D&D.
Ezra.
Ezra does not play D&D, but he wanted to be on
Good for
on the
you.
stream with me, and I'm just like, okay, this is going to be fun.
That makes you an influencer.
Apparently. I'm very excited to run Swords and Sages, and we're going to be back in the studio. It'll be our first Quest and Chaos show that is in studio with all of us physically present. So happy.
Hell yeah.
So yes, lots going on. We're playing board games. We're playing through Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated right now over at Quest and Chaos. We stream on Tuesday nights with that, Monday nights for Swords and Sages, and then Saturday during the day we play Rime of the Frost Maiden, and at night we play Call of Cthulhu. And then every Wednesday the Redacted Reports comes out, which we are winding up towards the end of season 2. Things are getting interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The meta story is continually getting more and more twisty. So,
Oh, you twist and turn like a twisty turny thing.
indeed. So yeah, that's me.
Alrighty, Gerundu.
Hi, that's me. I'm
5
Durundu.
minutes.
You can find me at Durundu on most things, including PSN, if you want to play Cowboys with me at any point. You can mainly find me all over the Majestic Goose Network. I am obviously Silas Lancaster, the filthy old man. Not a vampire at all. I'm just English, and that's why you Americans want my blood. You can also find me as Beyond Ballad Pendergrass on Shitty Cowboys on your pod feeds and live on this here channel every other Saturday live, and then on pod feeds on the weeks that we do Saturdays. On that Wednesday, you should be receiving a Shitty Cowboys episode usually. Other than that, I'm also half of Dice Talk with Jeremy, where I am myself. Hello.
Are you ever
and
truly yourself, though, my friend?
Well, that's deep, and so deep that I'm not even going to bother to address that. Just gonna skim right over the top like a skipping stone. Yeah, I'm on Dice Talk with Jeremy. We interview people about various tabletop-related topics, and that show's coming back in August. As is everything going to plan. Motorous Bloodsport Arena, what I will be returning as one half of your broadcast team as Flex Gristle, and we invite more people into the arena to face likely death and possible glory.
Oh,
So I think those are all my shows.
Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. You can find me in 2 places. You can find me at Tabletop Jeremy, which is like my main Twitter profile. And you can also find me at Dice Talk Show. As Gerundu mentioned, I am the other half of Dice Talk, where we interview a whole bunch of cool people and talk about tabletop games, different topics. You know, sometimes we're talking about a certain monster in D&D. Other times we're talking about a new system. Other times we're talking about running games online. So it's all sorts of different things. You can also find me on Eclipse, which is a sci-fi fantasy D&D podcast. We got about 12 episodes out right now, 14 recorded. We're recording a 15th in a week. I mean, that's really, it's really picking up. So you should check that out. And then you can also just find me on Doom Clock, which is a Shiver podcast where I play a character named Theodore Copper. And other than that, yeah, you can just find me on the Majestic Goose channel.
How about you, DB?
About Danny.
What do you do, baby?
Oh, me?
We did.
Oh,
we
you.
Did a skip
Yeah,
of Danny.
Danny.
I'm sorry.
You
I skipped, I'm sorry. I skipped to Danny. I'm tired and
I
hungry.
skipped a Danny.
Yes, that happens. You can find me on the Majestic Goose Network hanging out. I am all over the internet as Danielle Lenoir, or just Lenoir if you look for me on Ravelry, where I do all my knitting stuff. There's some knitting stuff coming up in the next few weeks, which is kind of exciting. You can find me playing Gwyn on Doom Clock the first Friday of every month. You can find me here as Layseth on the third Friday of every month. And every other Tuesday, you can find me hanging out with DB while we talk about nerdy things and make stuff on That's Pretty Crafty. We are going to be talking about Resident Evil this coming week. And we are going to be making over some Barbie-ish style dolls to be zombies. And in a couple of weeks, you'll be actually able to watch Jeremy playing with us as well. We're going to be doing some painting, paint and sip night. So look out for that.
I completely misheard that. I'm not even going to tell you what I thought you said.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we'll just keep on sliding past that.
Just fly
going,
straight
yeah.
past that, yeah. Don't even look.
No. We know better.
Yeah. I am your keeper, Dragonbait. You could find me here running Roll for Weird. I'm also the other half of That's Pretty Crafty. You can also find me over at the Nerd Asylum. The day that we have with Jeremy, I will also be running a new game over there for Altered Carbon. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe just as crazy as this one. But you can check out everything.
That's a bold
There's a lot
claim.
of- you can check out everything over at thenerdasylum.com to find out all of our new shows. I'm also on the podcast 20SA, where we are about to record our finale for season 1.
Whoa.
Wait, this whole time has been season 1? Yeah. You've been doing 20 SA as long as I've known you.
Yeah, it is what it is. It may be considered campaign 1, but campaign 2 is still in the same universe.
Oh, that's. I mean, that's the same with Critical Role.
Yeah. Well, it's the same characters into campaign 2 and even.
Ah.
So, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I've got.
Have a good night, guys.
Wait, real quick. I do
Never
also
mind.
have. So we're about to raid a 24-hour extra live charity stream. One of the members that is working with getting this campaign going actually helped me get my current job. So give them.
Oh.
Make sure you join and give them a honk. Stay tuned. God damn it, they just went to be right back screen. Either
That's
way,
fine.
they're probably still there. It's going to be a lot of different
I mean,
video
24
games.
hours.
Second thing is we are trying to have a Majesticon 2022 where we are going to do a convention. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for a Kickstarter for that, where we will have different tiers for sponsors, vendors, and just badges. So we're really excited for that. And I just
Especially if you want to meet me.
yeah,
Yes.
we're
Because
gonna.
I'm going to be coming all the way from England.
Yes, the Kickstarter is
please.
going to involve getting Gerundu and Gabby, because we cannot have one
Yes!
without the other.
Yes.
Plane tickets to get down here. So dig into those pockets, grab a sponsor badge if you've got a podcast or anything like that. That should probably be starting with the Kickstarter here within at least like 2 to 3 months, I would imagine. So yeah, stay tuned and make sure you join this raid right here that I'm about to start. And thank you all for watching. Make sure
That's
you
what
send
Daddy
them a
likes.
honk. That's what Daddy likes.
Jesus.
Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody.
Stop my
Okay.
recording.
You are the